Okay, Coach, we are in the so-called rock and roll capital of the world, Cleveland, Ohio, at First Energy Stadium on the shores of Lake Erie. This was the scene a few minutes ago. The dog pound in full roar as their Browns emerge from their tunnel. They're ready to go as they get set to match up with Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Mike. Black 20. Mike. Watch the screen. Pass.
Play action. It's Roethlisberger. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-round pick, Demarius Randall. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. An aggressive play call to start this game. It backfired, but aggressive, no question about that.
Is that one of those statement calls? Trying to let you know that they're going to be aggressive right out of the gate, but that one hung up just a little bit too long. He made a nice play on the ball defensively and was able to pick it off.
Let's go deep, tighten up. Let's go deep, tighten up.
A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. He's got a first down and more inside the 30. And he's finally down at the 21-yard line. That good for 19 and a first down. But one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for...
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Kareem Hunt with touchdown number 7 on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Solid job up front, really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
Yeah, that was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's two different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
6-man. Check curls.
On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Christian Kirksey. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Now a give, right side. Bernard. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. Now Ben on 3rd and long. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. The Browns drive about to get started. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number one goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number two goal is win your division. Number three goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. A big play that time for Cleveland. 47 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. On first down, they'll run with Hunt. They had the huge play last time. Here it is a much smaller gain of 2.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, knock it loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
Here's Beckham now. It's a jet sweep. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. And he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain, and it's 3rd and 2 now. Now the 3rd leading rusher among rookies last year, it's Nick Chubb. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Seibert's kick is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens, because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it.
Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn into first downs and hopefully points.
Here we go. Black 20.
10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 2nd and 13 forthcoming.
White 80.
Gotta do better. Come on, QB, come on.
Now on 2nd and 13. Roethlisberger on the screen. Bernard. And he's going to lose yardage here back at the 8. A big loss there of 9 yards on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Now it's Roethlisberger. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And he gets it to the 30 when it's all said and done. They convert on third with a gain of 22. So first and 10 now from the 30. Off the play fake. Here's Roethlisberger. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit. So second in inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. First carry for James Conner. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
Boy, the run on first down, a disaster as he's tackled well behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 8 there on the first down play.
Black 20.
Check 53's mine. Bang it.
Black 8.
Throwing on second and long. Roethlisberger. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. Roethlisberger. He's going to air one out. Incomplete. He had his hands on it, but couldn't pick it. But it's now fourth down.
And based on my math, they've only converted 1 time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. Third downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Browns will take over first and 10. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Meanwhile, here, a run on first down really backfires as he's going to be brought down well behind the line of scrimmage. That'll go as a loss of 5. And it'll be a second and long.
Hey, alert, alert.
Check it.
From the gun, it's Rosen. Got an open man, it's Rattling. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A gain of 28 yards there and give them a first down. They'll look to throw on first down with Josh Rosen. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. Rosen on first and 10. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. That throw good for 4. It's second down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. To throw again on second down. Rosen. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Jarvis Landry, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that makes our score 17-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down. We know. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though.
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
Now Roethlisberger on first down. And he fires one that's intercepted. It's T.J. Carey who picked it. And he'll score. Touchdown, Browns.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick six. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead has swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. Eluding the pressure right. That was good. And Big Ben intercepted a third time. Picked up by Terrence Mitchell. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Quarter. 50, Mike, 50. 80.
Greystone, travel.
Final play of the half here. It's Rosen. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we have reached halftime here in Cleveland with the Browns on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he breaks it all the way out to the 38-yard line. Great return. The Browns drive about to get started. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
132 fighter.
From just shy of midfield, Rosen. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham, his 9th touchdown of the season as his guys continue to pour it on. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Well, a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver that time. And it's 3rd down.
Black 30. Alert, alert.
We got to get to the ball, D. We got to get to the ball. Let's keep moving.
Hey, Delta. Black 30.
From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Gets it to his running back, Bernard. And he'll be stopped here well short of the 1st down at the 24-yard line.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. Now Landry. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And last time out, another touchdown. I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the 4th quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? You and me, trying to get to the airport.
That's
the roads
true.
will be fairly clear
that is
by the
one
time we have to
positive.
leave the booth.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the 1st down run goes backwards. They'll run again with Hunt. And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So left side, it's complete. And he makes it all the way down to the 31. A big play that time for Cleveland. 41 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now it's Hunt. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Javon Hargrave there on the stop.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
They'll get the 1st down and more inside the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Extra point by Seibert, up and good, and that will extend this big lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Roethlisberger. Open man is Switzer complete. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. On 3rd down, Bernard. And I don't think he got there. No, they stop it right where it all started. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
The Browns drive about to get started. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? I mean, they score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
And again, it's Chubb. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
I'm coming. Monday.
One quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
On
3rd down, Rosen. Flush to his right. Now he's going to let it go deep right sideline. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here. Here's Jamie Gillen now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here.
And that's caught inside the 30. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Escaping the pressure right. This is caught. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Dez Bryant, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Steelers are able to at least knock the deficit down a bit. Boswell good with the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? Best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions. Because the game,
Odell Beckham Jr. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham, 79 yards. As his guys continue to pour it on. So another score there, and often you talk about the three phases of the game: defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a fourth phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the fourth quarter. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
The Steelers picking up 15 yards there in a first down. A run on first down, but it's not going to get them much. Maybe a yard, and that's all. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. He'll get this one to Switzer. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The 21 yards there as they convert on third. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense is well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down. And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. Roethlisberger will throw. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty. And it's 4th down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just played better.
And that is intercepted by the Pro Bowl cornerback Denzel Ward. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. And they're not able to convert on 4th down. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. And Rosen's actually going to throw it here. This is the tight end, Njoku. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Extra point by Seibert, up and good, and the lead will swell by one more. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
They go play action with Roethlisberger. They'll roll him out right. Now in desperation, and this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Terrence Mitchell. The Browns drive about to get started. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game, and that's always puzzled me a little bit.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Browns, and they're happy in the dog pound as we say so long from Cleveland.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Are you ready? Get ready, y'all.
Subjugate the dub play, and you know we can't wait to bring spins. A-star quizzes, A+ the final. Vocals we align with